Computer. Well, welcome back, everybody, to our Q&A section of our Autumn Health Harvest event. And again, we'll have these recordings. We'll post them for everybody so we can all see and hear what's been said. But I really had a fun time with this last seasonal exercise in particular. And one of the things I didn't share on the previous call was, interestingly, Judy, I think it was you that had mentioned emotions and so forth. And I must say, I was a little bit out of balance, okay, coming into this thing, because I found over the last couple of weeks that my emotions have been kind of peaked, and things that otherwise I wouldn't have found as an emotional event have been for me. So I'm embracing it and just kind of seeing where it all takes me right now. But these foods have been remarkable. Enough from me. Who else would like to share some of their experiences, either with the foods, what you learned, or anything associated with this challenge? Please jump on.
Okay, so I'll go. Is this a good time to talk about the point winner?
Don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so for our Autumn Health Harvest event, we have two Harvest Queens, two high point winners. It's Julia Sayre and Sandy Melrose.
Yay!
And I just would like very briefly for Sandy to tell us how she got those last few points the last day of the challenge. Very briefly, Sandy.
Okay, you're too funny. I do not recommend this for anyone, but it was 9 o'clock at night. And I'm like, I have been wanting to do the sharing all week long and kept thinking, okay, tomorrow I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Well, now we're down to the wire and it's like, it's tonight or, I've lost out on those points and I had done all the other points. So I took some Sunbreeze sheets, the little samples, and a little Smart gummy and put them in these little bags and went out, and I was like, where am I going to go? Oh, actually it was 10 o'clock at night because most places were closed. So I go to QT and I see a woman at the pump. And so I shared with her, and then there were way too many people and they were all men. And I thought at this time of night, I just don't feel comfortable doing that. So I go across to the other station, which there were a lot of strange people outside. So then I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? I've shared one. I can't not do the other two. And I go to a Walgreens and I was able to share with the clerks inside. So yeah, I don't recommend doing that.
Whatever it takes.
Hey, that's ambition, Sandy. Thank you. You're inspiring, just like well, I'm not going to name names, but Carla's the one that jumps to the front, okay, in terms of sharing. But Carla, we'll hear from you in a minute, I'm sure. But in terms of people raising their hands, Sunshine, you had your hand up. Would you like to jump in?
Yeah, I had an experience with someone posted that they put the Evergreen, Vitafruit, and the Liquid 5 together. Well, last weekend, most of my markets where I sell my jewelry are 4-hour markets, and it takes about 2 hours set up and an hour close down. Well, last weekend I had a 2-day festival, and it was 12 hours of selling. And I thought, how in the world am I going to endure my adrenals through that? So I took my normal VitaShake and Fortune Delight, but I took another little container and put the Evergreen, Vitafruit, and Liquid 5. There's my Liquid 5 is my salad. Vitafruit's going to be my blood sugar stabilizer for my hypoglycemia. And then the Evergreen for the oxygen. I was not hungry. My endurance was amazing. I didn't get hungry for all the junk food that you smelled at the festival, and I was still able to walk. Normally when I photographed weddings and put that much energy in, I'm in bed on Sunday the next day and can hardly move. I did not experience that this past weekend. I was still tired and fatigued, but I was not bedridden and got up Monday and did my bookkeeping and all. So, I mean, I'm hooked now on those 3. I have to give it a name, but that I'm now a shot person.
There you go. Thank you, Sunshine. Stephanie, I know you had your hand up, and then I saw Olivia a second ago too, I believe.
I don't have anything super exciting to share. I just wanted to share that I think I'm a slow learner or something, and I so appreciate these challenges because every time we do them, I relearn the same lesson, which is it's so easy to take these things for granted and to kind of think you're doing a lot for your health and wellness, because it's important to you, but then life's busy and we don't. So every time we do these 10-day challenges and we're keeping track and we're watching our points and making sure we do all the important table foods, the important sunrider foods, the drinking, the moving, all those things, I'm reminded at how often I put it off, or I put it to the end of the day, or maybe don't get to it. And I say, I'll do it tomorrow. So I just want to thank you for doing these, and that I see how important it is to get these check-ins and to get more products into our daily life, and what a difference it makes, really. So thank you.
Awesome. Great share. Thank you, Stephanie. Olivia, I think your hand was up next.
Well, thanks. I always embarrassed when my name gets called. Okay, well, what I have had a nice experience with lately is with the Pure. I've really been enjoying that. I didn't think I would at first, and I don't know what I was thinking, but I ordered it because I got excited by the name Pure. I got to know what that's about. So I've been using it, and I've been using it in the morning and at night. And at one of my meetings, we don't get to see each other face to face because we're always on Zoom. But in one of my meetings, the girl noticed. She says, and I had to go by her house because she wanted some D3. So I took her the D3, and she goes, "No, Olivia, you got to tell me right now, what are you doing to your face?" She says, "I noticed it on camera." And she says, "And you're just glowing. Tell me." I said, "Okay, I'll tell you, but not here. Let me get you on the phone when I get back home." So I just want to say that Pure it really does work.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Emily, I see your hand up now too.
So my husband is a hunter, and so some friends of ours had invited us to go up north and be in a cabin. They were going to go for a hunt. Anyways, by the time we got there, they all were sick with this horrible, like respiratory, terrible coughing. And so I'm a huge germaphobe. So this was like, I wanted to go home, but I stuck it out. Anyways, I have to say, I catch everything. I really do think that this challenge kept me from getting sick. I mean, it was literally the entire family. They were coughing and everything. And I never got sick. And then I was going to say too, Myra had said something on the Facebook page about how she was having like intestinal discomfort. So that's how she knew it was working. And I totally love that. And I think 100% I agree with that. So I feel like this came just at the right time, and it hit all the right places just at the right moment.
Great. Yay.
Absolutely. I know that kind of falls into the vein of there are no coincidences. And I agree, Emily. I think all of these things happen at the right time for us because that's what we're attracting, so good stuff and in a great share. Anybody else have any questions or anything they'd like to share about the challenge or what you may have learned or any other comments or feedback?
I was just going to try. I started trying last night, putting the Vitafruit on my face. I thought I would try that once a week. I think Lisa had said that who was it who had said that it's
Cherie.
almost like using Retin-A?
Cherie, and she's an esthetician.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it stabilized vitamin C. And of course, a lot of us saw that experience with Adam and how he was taking it internally, but he also was able to heal that tumor on his face. So I thought, well, it could only improve, so I'm going to try that once a week. And it was nice. I put it on and left it on for the night. And so we'll see.
Interesting head. I know I was on that conversation with you guys yesterday or whenever it was about the topical use of it, and it sounded kind of unique in terms of an approach. So Wendy, yes, keep us posted, okay?
Yeah, it wasn't drippy or anything.
Right.
It was okay.
Right.
And a lot of people put the Vitafruit on burns and, it really helps with healing. the skin. So yeah, it would be really good.
Right. Well,
Judy, say something.
I'll raise my hand like everybody else. I'll conform. I just wanted to say that it's interesting to me, the jade roller, that really is something. At first I thought, what is this? Press out the wrinkles, you know? And that's exactly what it is. Basically, I went online because my daughter knew what it was. And there are YouTube things on there that you can look at. And it's really fascinating for draining the lymphatics and, you know, swollen eyes in the morning and different things. So I just wanted to tell everyone that if you didn't purchase your K-Pure in time, you can still purchase, you know, it's not going to be fancy like the Say Sunrider and all that, but there are jade rollers online. And another tip I got was to put it in the refrigerator.
cold.
So that it's nice and cold when, you know, for your eyes, if you do around your eyes. So that really was included as a, you know, I didn't get it at first, but I'm very impressed with that and that is with it. So it's hard sometimes to take the time for that, but at least once a day, it might be, it's worth it, and put it back in the refrigerator, at least for the morning when you have to run out quickly or whatever. And there's other jade things to use on your face and to do some massage and different things. And probably everybody else knew that. I didn't, but in case someone is like me and doesn't know, I want to share that because I think it's a real valuable aid. You know, K-Pure is wonderful on its own, but there was a reason that was included. So if you haven't tried it, be sure you do.
Thank you, Judy. Carla, I see your hand up.
Yes, I'd like to mention that I've never taken Sunrider products for granted. So I was always all in from week 1, 2001. So, and I was always a sharer, and you know, that still bubbles over till today. But what was interesting with the K-Pure, you know, I'm almost a K-Pure, I won't say fanatic, but it's such a winner that I told people that I have it in stock at my house. And I called somebody who hasn't ordered for a long time and told them about what I was experiencing with the K-Pure. And he said, do you have it at your house? I never told him I had it at my house. I said, I do. He said, just from the excitement in your voice, can I come by and pick it up? So I said, sure. And interesting enough, when I called to find out what time he was coming by, he said what time he was coming in my neighborhood. I said, well, I'll be leaving shortly. Where are you presently? Well, he was working. He works in a borough tax office, so one of the township boroughs. And that's right near the health food store that I had to make a stop at. So I stopped and gave him his K-Pure set. And I said, have you ever tried Sunbreeze oil? And he says, no, I never even heard of it. And I let him try it. And he said he had a long day at work. And he took that inhale and it woke him right up, and he rubbed it on the back of his neck. He said, do you have an extra bottle? So, and from there, what else do you have? Well, he wanted some tea. So I always carry things with me, and I've always been a sharer. But from there, I went to the health food store, and that's where the owner of the store had a fall and couldn't get the pain out of her back. Well, I had the Sunbreeze oil, and she said, just rub some on this area of my back, which I did. And she said, do you have 2 bottles of that? I said, what are you feeling? And she says, I don't know, but and she has a health food store, and she's putting all her stuff on, and she wants the Sunbreeze oil, okay? and she says, well, I feel something. It just feels, you know, like it's doing something. I said, well, I told her what it was doing. And I said, it's trying to push and absorb its nutrients and circulate what needs to be circulated to repair that area. You would benefit from some New Plus to nourish that injury. Well, she ordered the New Plus. So, and then, well, I have other things that I do wellness wise. But when you, the point is, when you carry the products with you and you're out and about, and I'm an out and about person, and you just let them sample something. And sometimes just the way you present it, I know people think I have a way of presenting, which I don't think is anything extraordinary. But when you believe in the products and you trust in the products, you have no trouble sharing the products, and people are motivated and take action just from what you say. And so I have to go back to the health food store because there's more questions. And there was a girl there that used to, and I asked about a girl that used to work there, and I don't want to talk too long, but she had a son that had learning challenges. And I remembered the Nancy Gellos YouTube. But she doesn't work there anymore, and she moved to upstate New York, and I had a hard time finding her. Well, she was a Sunrider customer a long time ago, and Sunrider gave me her information, and I tried the old phone number, and she says she thinks I'm an answer to her prayers because she's at her wit's end. And I sent that YouTube to her, and she says, oh my goodness, I thought this girl was talking about me and my son and the way I was listening to it. So she's going to get together with me on Monday. She said she already went online, her account is reactivated, and she has things in her basket waiting to run it by me if I think it's a good enough program. So this is all came about from me going out and about and just asking questions. And you think sometimes your old customers will leave them alone. This person, they couldn't even find her in Sunrider. I got put on hold, and they finally scraped around and said, we found her. And I think she's gonna be one of my IBOs. I'm pretty sure she is really, really excited. So don't give up on your old retail preferred whoever IBOs, and just keep sharing, because Candace Pure will just move itself. The other products, you kind of have to talk up, but you just let them share have a drop of the sun breeze, and it just goes from there.
Excellent. Thank you, Carla. You're an inspiration. I mean, I always come up listening to you with new ideas on how I should be speaking with people too after all of these years. So thank you so much for that. I see another hand of Orellana. Is that how you pronounce your name? Did I do that right?
Yes, Oriana, yes.
Hi, please.
I was just gonna mention that I've been doing the Sunrider products for a while, but it's taken a while for my husband to see that there's a huge difference in Sunrider products compared to other products. And he just discovered the difference in the beauty bar. He likes to put it all over his face, and he'll let it dry. He'll walk around for a while with it on his face, and he'll leave it there probably like 10-15 minutes. And when he goes to wash it off, it's like, wow, it looks like he just got Botox on his face.
Wow.
You can see a huge difference. And I'm like, see, there, it does cost more, but this other bars of soap at the store don't do what this does. So I just had to share that he finally discovered the beauty bar. He's like, so I bought him his own bar, and he's like, well, let's just share yours, and then when we're done with that, we'll open the new bar.
I love it. Oh, that's great. Thank you for sharing that. We need more and more testimonies from men, so may have to come back and get you to write that one down for us.
Can I ask you something you said, Dinah, and it faded out. I didn't hear your words. After he rinsed it off, what did he say about his face?
It looked like he had Botox on his face because his face was so plump. You couldn't see his wrinkles. He usually has like a lot of lines across his forehead that you could see, and by his eyes, you could totally tell a difference in his face. He's very impressed with the beauty bar. Okay. So I bought the Pure set, but I haven't opened it because tomorrow's our anniversary. So I'm taking it out tomorrow.
Okay. Happy anniversary.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
How many years, babe?
23.
Wow, sweet. Nice.
I've had this for like a month already, the jade roller and the set, but I've hid it right here in my desk. I don't want to show him yet until
Perfect.
tomorrow.
Oh, that's
Perfect.
so sweet.
I
So I'm
wanted to,
excited. I want to try it.
I was going to say, Olivia looks like a peacock or some kind of bird. A fairy, I don't know, something, but it's
That
just
I think it's a I don't know what kind of flower it really is, but it's similar to a hibiscus.
oh, well, you look
Pretty.
like you just start flying away.
It's a real nice background for you.
There you go. I love it. Judy, I see your hand up again, or was that from before?
No, I just wanted to briefly encourage people on the table foods as well, because the color of autumn element, the metal element, is white, and that would correspond to turnips and to parsnips, to daikon, and some of the things like that. And years ago, our friends in Wisconsin, they had next door neighbors, and they had a son that had some challenges. But the interesting thing about him was that they couldn't keep him out of the turnips in the garden. They could not. He loved them. He would just go in the garden, pull up a turnip and eat it. And that kid, this is Wisconsin, the crazy Midwestern weather and everything. He never got sick. And that was always the topic of conversation because it was so amazing. They couldn't keep him out of them. And he was always very strong and healthy. So it has those foods have a way of breaking down any thickness of the fluid in the body, that word. And so it really helps with congestion all the way around. So I just wanted to say that it's all encompassed because of course we have such a gold in the Sunrider products, but paying a little bit of attention to some of the vegetables or fruits in that particular season, you will get added benefit.
Okay. Thank you.
Fabulous. Fabulous. We're coming up on the hour. Again, I have complete respect for everyone's Saturday afternoon, evening for some of you. Any other comments, questions, or otherwise before we close down today?
I have a little one. Just
Okay.
a little one. And maybe it's not so little, but I'm thinking Wendy or Lisa, one of them, Judy will be able to answer this. In one of these meetings, Saturday meetings, somebody mentioned the use of golden seal.
Mm.
And the way they talked about it, I bought it. But I've been just a little bit nervous. I've been taking like 2 in the morning, 2 or 3 in the morning. I don't remember what they said, how much they took. Does anybody remember that?
I think Judy, hadn't you been talking about golden seal?
Yeah, I love golden seal. And because it's the Chinese golden seal, not the North American one, you don't have to worry about reducing the blood sugar. And then I always put it in the medicinal category, or at least tonic wise, but Dr. D says it's food grade and can be used daily. And so a good rule of thumb is to include it. But if you had some kind of mucous membrane disorder, or even a digestion, because we included it in our late summer for digestion as well. You can, you can take 9 to 12 a day if needed, but just on an everyday basis, it's fabulous for controlling very low grade infection. Some people's blood sugar is unstable because they have maybe their gums aren't what they should be, or something they're unaware of, but they can't, then the blood sugar is an issue. So it's very good at those minor things that make us feel just a little off, but we don't know what it is. So I think it's a great product. You can use it externally, use it for any kind of mouth sore. make an eye wash as long as you strain it through like a nylon, something very fine, so it's not gritty. So anything involving mucous membranes, digestive tract, it's fabulous.
Okay, because I have sinus issues all the time.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
so, thank you. From 9, you said up to 9 to 12 a day. Thank you.
Yeah, but you know, it's adjustable. So
Yes.
what works for you? Always
Yes, I understand
play
that.
with it. Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Absolutely. Well, hey, everyone. Again, I'll speak for the group here. I so appreciate everyone's thoughts, your questions, your sharing the way that you did. This is the fun part where we get to just share ideas and thoughts on how we're using the food. So really appreciate this. We'll be back in touch. Again, I have both of the recordings here that we'll get out to everybody in the next couple of days. So if you want to come back and listen in again or miss something, you can come back and do it. Share it with your downlines or other people that are interested. And again, thank you all very, very much for participating in the program, first of all, but for spending part of your Saturday with us in terms of the review. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you.